Did you by chance watch Reduce Sewage Footprint? If you did, the way I ended that video was wrong. You should actually separate these two water systems. Here, let me brush you up if you haven't seen it. This builder, this city creator, took an idea that I showed and used it somewhere else. They put all their sewage output on one side, and downstream they put a water pump. And that water pump feeds back into the industry. And they did this to reduce the sewage footprint that they were leaving in the river. Right? And it looks like it works great. Except it was polluting the water, polluting the city. So then they sent it to me, right? I came by and it's like, well, you got to keep these, you got to make them two separate water systems. And I think when I got this city, they didn't know exactly which two pipes they should cut. So I did it for them. It was a connection here, and I think there was a connection here. And the other thing I did, because there wasn't enough sewage for the two disconnected areas, that I thought, well, there shouldn't be any problem just connecting all these together, right? Because after all, I mean, they don't really take a water intake, so I doubt that the water would back channel down that pipe and feed the rest of the town. Well, I kind of didn't take into consideration that A would back channel down through that one and through that one too. But even if you take these two out, you'd still end up with the same problem. The same problem is something that Mr. Monday from the Steam forum asked me. That wouldn't it just backtrack and pollute the town again? And of course, my first answer to them was no. Because the sewage plants don't take water, it's not likely to, back up and go into and pollute the rest of the city. That does work that way, but in order for that to work that way, well, I would have to have enough industry and commercial and things that aren't bothered by water. I would have to have enough of those properties and buildings to suck up all the water that this is able to put out. Then, and only then, would there not be enough pressure to push back into the rest of the city. But as you can see, because now we're only connected by that one pipe from the poisoned, dirty water to the rest of the city, well, there's enough pressure to get all the way out there. Right? These are all sick by water, and a huge amount of them too. So the bottom line is, you pretty much got to separate them both. Right? Completely. Now, this pump and this industry, or whoever's using this water, right, needs to have a sewage output. So in my last video, when I said that this connection was a good idea, but this connection was not, well, that's right, because that way they're not going to share the dirty water, and that should be that. Oh, of course, break these ones too, but now they're completely separated. But they're not really. I'll show you. Oh, all the dirty water icons are gone now. I'm gonna hook that back up just to show you. Put that on speed 3. Is it gonna take forever to come back? Nope, I think there's one out there. Yeah, straight away. It's kind of interesting how this is a main line, isn't it? This goes right across the river. Of course it does. Okay, so it's first feed, possibly. But yeah, with that connection, we're polluting. This connection, I wanted to show how fast it disappears. It disappeared so fast I couldn't even show you. So I'm just going to disconnect that again. And leave one sewage for the pump. Dedicate the rest for the rest of the city. And everything should be hunky-dory. Except, no, it won't be. It may not happen. It probably won't happen even if I speed this up. But now that there's two separate water systems, there is a little bit of overlap. And that overlap is right here. Let me show you. If I take a pipe, you know the blue area, the blue circle there? Well, that's his area of influence. That's how far the water will go. See this pipe here? It overlaps this middle. There we go. Let's take this down to 1. Even though there's two separate water systems, they're being polluted. That's because they have access to this water supply and not that water supply. Unfortunately, that happens to be residential. Now I could switch this street over to commercial so that nothing's bothered by it, but I like doing things the hard way. So what I want to do is I want to pull this pipe back to across, maybe to there. Okay. Then I'm going to take this pipe out. Which leaves the gap in the water supply, doesn't it? So now they're not getting any water at all, which is just as bad. So I want to make sure this overlaps enough. Oop, what am I doing wrong there? Yes, you're correct. There's no water there. And connect it back up. Now they should be being fed with clean water, and the dirty water stops right there along that street. So now, for sure, oh, we're going so slow. There we go. Look at that. Did that? That's weird. So, if you want to do this system, make sure it's two separate, completely separate water systems that don't overlap. And then, yeah, you won't have any problems. Not true, actually. I mean, I do have that water video where I pollute the bejeebies out of my city and just put hospitals right near them, and they don't have a problem. They get sick, but then they go to the hospital and get cured. Do they complain? No. Anyways, this is just to correct what I said from the last video. Right? Where I connected them all. Yeah, don't do that. It's easier to keep them separated. Ciao for now, folks. Have fun.